So the Idris, the first capital ship we was able to purchase. It's a lot of money, but still we was able to purchase it, and people do purchase it. A lot of people really like this ship. It's a really cool ship. Yeah, for sure. But the only issue I had with the Idris was that it didn't have a lot of light fighters in it. It can only carry 4 light fighters, what to me wasn't what I envisioned a big capital ship fleet on fleet battles would look like. I thought, okay, 2 huge capital fleets, 2 huge fleets will come at each other and they will deploy all their ships at each other, all their little light fighters, and they have a huge dogfighting brawl. That's what I envisioned a cool fleet battle would look like. That didn't, to me, when I saw the Idris, I thought 4 ships, 4 light fighter ships, probably not. I think I want a bit more. So that's the only issue I have with the Idris. Oh, a new trailer that's coming out from Star Citizen. Alright, we see Hurston. That's pretty cool. I'd wonder what this trailer is going to look like. I wonder what they're trying to reveal here. Wink, wink. Okay, so we've got in some asteroids right now. Let's see what's going on here. Looks pretty cool. Pretty far away from the Stanton system. Okay, what's this? Is that a prospector? Oh yeah, that's a prospector. Pretty cool. Yeah, I wish mining looked like that. I wish I could have my cup of tea. Oh no. Oh no. Pirates? What are these guys doing? This is only a prospector here. It's gonna cost a lot more for you to fuel to get what that prospector's got. What's that big shadow? What's the big shadow? That asshole. He ain't even scared. He knows what's going on. Damn.
The time has come for something new.
Something new.
Something to change the game.
Changing the game. Oh my god.
When seeking fortunes at the fringes of civilization.
Yeah, totally.
Someone you can trust.
We did. Buccaneer.
Age of uncertainty.
What a noob.
Time to take.
How did he die to a buccaneer?
It's time to release the Kraken.
Release. It's called the Kraken. Oh my god, it's got a squid.
Drake
Got a
interplanet.
Kraken on the side of it.
We got your back.
Damn, that was amazing. All that bullshit. Harry gets back in the seat. What a loser. So yes, we're going to be talking about the Kraken today. Obviously, I saw when I was trying to type in Star Citizen Kraken trailer, I actually got Star Citizen Kraken trailer reactions. So I guess a lot of people like the reaction of other people. That was my legit reaction, totally legit. So that's what I reacted to back in, I think it was 2019 they revealed it. So yeah, totally legit. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the Kraken. I've got 2 little clips on some fleet loadouts that the Kraken could have. This is obviously a light fighting loadout I got here. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about the main role, who's going to be buying a ship, what's the main role of a ship, and if there's any secondary roles. I'm going to be talking about that. Let's get into the video. So this is the first little clip. As we can see, if we play the video, that was a perfect fucking view. This is a perfect view, and as we can see, this is a loadout that I found that you could possibly do. Obviously, the original loadout is 4 Buccaneers and 2 Cutlass Blacks. That's what we saw in the trailer, so that's what we're going to assume that the original loadout's going to be. But this whole big platform here is one big platform. As of right now, as we know, is going to be one big platform. So we know that we could probably fit more than just 2 Cutlass Blacks here. As of right now, this is what the little platforms always look like. So that's the size of them right now. And we could probably fit 2 small, really small light fighters here. As we can see, I was able to fit 2 Buccaneers on the front pads, and then I didn't even have enough. I thought I was only be able to have this many, but obviously not. I did my maths wrong. So we can get about 2 Buccaneers and a little pads each, maybe. Obviously, I'm really messing about with clearance levels here. People might not be able to do it. It might be very awkward for the Buccaneer flight, Buccaneer, what we call it, pilots to land this. Obviously, the advantage that a Kraken has is that it's going to deploy its ships very quickly and to have the ships come back onto the landing pads really quickly. If you're messing about with clearance levels like this, you're not going to be deploying very well. You probably deploy quite quickly still, but coming back onto the pads you're going to struggle a bit. But in theory you can probably put 2 little light fighters on here. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 light fighters on the little pads. And I've got some gladiators here. And as we can see, the gladiators, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I thought, I'll only be able to fit 6 on there. No, my maths was completely wrong. We might be even able to put 2 more, just about. And if we only put 1 more, we could actually spread these gladiators out quite a bit. So the gladiators might have a way better at deploying and way better to come in and actually land. They have much more bigger clearance levels, essentially. So that's very good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What? My maths dumb. That's 6 already. So we can probably have 7 gladiators, probably up to 7 to 8 gladiators on this big platform here. So that's 8, about 16. So that's 16 light fighters. One Kraken could probably actually deploy at one time. That's a lot of ships if you think about it. Think about the people who's going to buy this ship. It's going to be people who are big orgs that are going to want to, instead of use big capital ships to have big fights with the capital ships, the Kraken wants to kind of stay out of it. I think the Kraken probably doesn't want to brawl. It has the turrets to brawl, but it doesn't want to brawl because it wants to just deploy its ships and actually have like fighters take over the fight, not have it take over the fight. Unlike what a javelin is. A javelin, if you look at a javelin, the hangars can only deploy 1 ship, I think. So that hangar's not going to be deploying a lot of ships. So the javelin is very reliant on that ship being the brawler, that ship to go in and do the fighting, when the Kraken can actually kind of deploy a bit back and actually have its own ships do the fighting. And if it's a ship that you can have 3 Krakens, you're going to have the servers breaking for once. That's the first thing. The servers are going to break because there's going to be so many ships, light fighters coming at to the enemy, and obviously they're going to have basically superiority when it comes to light fighters. We don't know how. No one's going to know how these fights are going to occur. People are going to have different tactics. People are going to have different ships. But if you're a Kraken owner and you want this fleet battles to be light fighter heavy, Kraken's probably really good. This kind of loadouts might be very good for you if you want that to happen. If you want as much light fighters to go and attack. Let's not forget that you could also have gladiators on here. The gladiators or gladiators? I think it's gladiators. The anvil. I'm talking about the anvil bomber here, the small one, the medium bomber. I have a couple of those in there, so you can actually have a fleet that could go and attack the ground targets. You might want one of those. I don't think you could put a Hercules on there, so the A2 probably out of the question. But the gladiators, maybe even a retaliator. If you can put 1 retaliator here, as we can see, that might be a very good option to have. So you can actually have a good ground target, and you can have a good, I guess, fleet battle, a cool big fleet here. That's what I think the Kraken excels at over every other capital ship in the game. Is that, yeah, for sure, we don't know how the Idris is because we haven't really seen the interior, and the Idris has its hangar inside, so we don't know what ships we can put in there yet, or how many ships we can put in there yet. But what the Kraken can have is very tall ships. The Idris is gonna have, very light fighter kind of ships because it's gonna have a ceiling, it's gonna have walls, so you have to kind of deal with that clearance as well as just the bottom floor. But with the Kraken, you don't have to deal with that clearance because you don't have a top, you don't have some walls. You can actually just can have really just have like really big tall fat ships that might not just be big in the length wise instead of what the Idris can have. So this is what I think the Kraken really excels at. So its main, so when it comes to its role, yeah, I think it's obviously going to be a fleet battle. It's obviously going to want to attack other ships. The people who are going to buy this are going to be big orgs that want to maybe have what's talking about here, big orgs that want to maybe go for other orgs, maybe get land and control territory. The Kraken can definitely do this because the Kraken can deploy a lot of ships very quickly. That's the big one of the thing, is it's very quick to deploy these ships. You got to remember, let's see, you got all these gladiators in the ship at once. They're ready to go out and they can all just deploy straight away, all of them at once. They can all deploy at once, you know. But with the Idris, they have to deploy one by one. But that also kind of turns it into a bad thing. Let's say the gladiators have run out of ammo. They have to come back and they have to land on this big hangar, or they have to land here because they probably can actually land on this bit here as well. And the people are coming over, they're trying to put more ammo in the ship. Well, they're actually under a threat now. When the Idris, they can come in and they can close doors up. It's going to be really hard for an enemy ship to come in and attack that Gladius that's just gone into the Idris. You know, they can't strafe run it. You know, they probably can't get into the ship because they can just close the door up and they can just get fucked up. With the Kraken, that's a completely different story. For sure, you can deploy really quickly, but when you're coming into, I guess, refuel, when you're coming in to rearm, you're much more under a threat. You're much more under attack. There's a bigger threat for you to blow up that ship when it's stationary. So when it comes to the other capital ships, this is where the problem that the Kraken can face when it comes to fleet on fleet battle. But I actually got another video, another clip showing other ships that you guys might be quite interested in. So this is my experimental kind of thing on what ships can be fitted onto it. And I tried to fit a Starfarer, as we can see. Yes, it fitted. If you're okay to having the Starfarer landing pad, the landing gear, sorry, being over, I think if we get a good picture, as we can see, Starfarer kind of goes on it, but you're on this bit. I don't know what this bit's gonna look like, or if you're gonna want to have anything on this bit. And obviously we can see the landing gear is quite far out. I guess you could have a Starfarer on here, just if that little bit I've just shown, this little bit you don't give a crap about, and it's okay. The ship actually sticks to it, I guess, when you give it to control. I guess this is a thing, but I highly doubt seeing a lot of people trying to do that. So people could probably put a Starfarer on there. Definitely, yeah, kind of not. I would definitely not say that you can put a Starfarer on there. But we're looking at the small little pads. You can put a Connie on there, I think. Instead, if these, I think we're really pushing it when it comes to the Connie landing pad. But essentially, if that landing gear does go on there, you could have a Connie on these little ones. A Connie's a gunship, so maybe you want to have like a gun. You can have a gunship Connie. Maybe on these little landing pads. You definitely could put them on the big ones, but just say to the guy, just stay in there, don't come out. You're not allowed to come out. So maybe that's an option for you guys if you wanted to do that as a choice to attack the enemy. As we can see, I can even fit I think if that's in a freelancer, that's a standard freelancer on there, and that's an Apollo, obviously. Don't know how the Apollo landing gear is going to have, but Apollo goes on there, and the freelancer definitely goes on the small little landing pads, and you can probably get out the freelancer, what's pretty important. So one day you could actually go out, you can use it as a fleet ship, but one day, the next day, you go, okay, I've just done an attack, I've attacked this territory, I got this territory, whatever, you know. Now I want to use my Kraken for cargo running. Okay, well, I've got the Kraken, I want to get as much cargo as possible. Maybe you could fit, look, there's a freelancer max here, we've got a freelancer here, you could maybe fit a couple of freelancers on here, more freelancers here, and now you've got a lot more cargo than it looks like. Well, the Kraken actually has. So the Kraken, I don't know how much cargo that actually has. I didn't do my research on the actual ship. I'm looking at the pads mostly in this video. The Kraken has a lot of cargo, but then you can essentially extend your cargo because you can fit a freelancer on it. You can fit a freelancer max on it. You can fit a Connie on it. So you might get a Taurus on there. So you might get a lot more cargo on there. I tried to fit a whole C. That is a thing. I did try to fit a whole C. Now you can't fit a whole C with cargo, so I don't know why I did this one, because you can't even fit the whole C with cargo extended, because it's not even allowed to land. But if that was not extended, you could probably fit a whole C. So maybe if you wanted to drop a whole C off somewhere to go cargoing, to get the cargo and then escort it back to where it was or whatever, you could do that. Maybe save some fuel that way for the whole C driver. As we can see, you can put Apollos on here, so you could make it this could actually be quite cool in fights. You can bring Apollos in, put your Kraken as the back, deploy your Apollos, and then actually send your Kraken in to attack with all its big turrets and armor and all that stuff being a capital. So you could actually have the Apollos come into a fight, or you could just send your Apollos anywhere. You could do a lot of things with the Kraken, because as we can see, we could fit the Apollo in, and if we do this, we fit the Apollo on the big ones, the big pads. That's me just saying, hey look, you can fit the big Apollos on here. And then we can fit the constellation here. And then this is me trying to do... Oh no, let's play. This is me trying to do the whole sea. Now, it's extended, but if it's retracted, I presume you can put a whole C on it. Just looking at the clearances here, if this was retracted, you could probably put a whole C on here. You could probably put a whole B, a couple of whole Bs here as well, so that might be cool. If you wanted to extend your cargo range with the whole Bs, just buy a Kraken. And then I think I go for the freelancers. See how many freelancers we can put on there. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the Kraken is very flexible in this situation, because you can fit a ton of ships in it. Add loads of different ships on it. You can fit medium ships on it. I think the Freelancer Max is actually classified as a medium ship. So you can fit a medium ship in. But we don't know about the Idris yet. Maybe you'll be able to fit a Freelancer Max and an Idris. Maybe not. Maybe it's too high, maybe it's not. But I think the Kraken's going to be the best at doing this. So it really gives the Kraken owner a very flexible option. Maybe one day they want to do fighting, the next day they want to do exploration. How do you do exploration in a ship? Well, you've got a Connie here, you could probably put a Connie here, you can probably put freelancers theirs. I think it's called freelancer there, and I think that's the freelancer there. Right here, you can put a couple of them here, you know, so you can go to an area, scout an area out and go, okay, let's put freelancer there in here, because I think the hole that we've in, the wormhole, that's what it's called. The wormhole's very small. Let's put a freelancer in there, because only a freelancer can fit in there. So the freelancer goes out and does that exploration, and then you go on and you find another wormhole. Now it's a larger wormhole. You know, put large ships through there. So you put through your Connie. You could do that way. So you could do it that way if you wanted to. We don't know how it's all going to work out, obviously. But this is just me theorizing here. That could be an option for people to do with the Kraken. So I don't know. I think that's it. That's the clips. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, press the like button. If you dislike this video, press the dislike button. Maybe even tell me why you dislike this video. Maybe I mumble too much. Maybe you don't like the sound of my voice, whatever. Just say it in, and then I can improve on it for the next video. If you want to subscribe, you know the jazz. Just do it if you want to do all that stuff. You know, for some reason it does help apparently, so I'm going to say it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you, and goodbye.